Good evening, everyone, or good afternoon, or good morning, wherever you are. Hope you're well. Hope everyone's doing okay. Sorry I'm a little bit late. I've been busy. After our issues the other evening, I took it upon myself to have a little look at what's going on with my system settings. Because those of you that were around, when was it, Tuesday? Yeah, it was Tuesday, wasn't it? Evening, Felix. Who have we got in? Gracia, M. Ackham. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Very hazy Los Angeles today. Very hazy. So we've made some changes in the settings. I've deleted my rolling cache because legend has it that that can cause issues if you let it accrue, and in general your FPS will begin to slip. What else did I do? I made sure my graphics settings were in line with my own video to make sure I was actually following my own advice. And I switched back from DX12 to DX11. So now if we have a quick look, solid as a rock at 30 FPS. And what's interesting is the behavior of the GPU. If you look at the GPU over here, look. Basically, that is locked at 25, 26 milliseconds. And it's in the yellow because the game deems that to be kind of slow. Not the best, but it doesn't realize that we've capped it at 30 FPS. When I was on DX12, the GPU would be in the green. And the milliseconds would be much, much lower. So I don't know whether that was having an impact. So GPU would be low, main thread would be high, but now they're both sitting nice and even in the yellow. So potentially that's a good thing, maybe. DX12 does mean, of course, I wouldn't be able to get features like DLSS frame generation, but then I don't have that anyway. So you know, swings and roundabouts, I guess. Swings and roundabouts. So we've got GSX again tonight. We're trying that out, and we have Navigraph. So we're going to be checking that out. First time properly using Navigraph within the sim. Kind of got the little browser thing here. Bring it up. Show you today's route, in fact. Probably going to make a load of mistakes because I'm not familiar with it at all. This is all new to me. So here's our route. We're doing the Summer 2 departure. Doing our transition into Stoked, I guess that is. Then we go into the Surfer 4 star into San Francisco. What I do quite like about this, if we click on these little dots, open chart overlay. Give it a second. There we go. Let it reload. So this is obviously the chart that you would get if you were, I don't know, went onto ChartFox or just looked up a chart. But you can actually overlay it over the map. And you can see where you are relative to it, which is really nice. Very, very cool. So not a particularly long flight. We're going to hopefully get there and back. Go arounds permitting. I'm sure we might have a go around. Right. Right, guys. No go arounds. There we go. So a fairly straightforward route. Coming into runway 28 left in San Francisco. So that will be... Just zoom in and have a proper look. Here we go. The usual one. The usual one. I do find this approach quite tricky just because there's so much water. I find it hard to gauge. I have to rely on the instruments a lot more. I find it harder to do it visually. And I can... Sometimes it's almost like the visual perspective you get can make your brain do funny things. So we'll keep an eye on that. LAX is a bit easier because of course you've got just like land. Lots of buildings. You can kind of see them in your peripheral vision sort of going past you. And that just helps you get a sense of where you are, how fast you're descending. Obviously you've got your instruments, I get that, but just that visual aid I find really helps as well. So there we go. Right, let's get rid of this for now. What does GSX want us to do? I've never used GSX with this plane, so this could be new. So what can we do? Activate services at parking 157. Okay, so we don't need to deboard because no one's on the plane. We could probably do with fueling and catering. Okay, I guess we'll do American.
Catering vehicles are on their way.
So where do these things spawn from? I like how it's added the fuel ports there for the underground fueling system. That's pretty cool. Ghost, I accidentally clicked no on the poll. It's alright, Ghost, I'll forgive you. It's okay. Don't fly to India in monsoon season. Duly noted. Oh, here they come, look. Here they come. It's a bit annoying that GSX like disappears on you. It's like, now I've just got to click it and re-click it to get back to where I was. I'm guessing the doors will open on their own, or do I have to do that? Oh, there go the doors. That's very cool. I like that. Alright, so I guess we'll just bring that up again. What is going on up here? Let's get a better view of that. That's a thumbnail. Why is there a baggage truck on the roof? That's fantastic. Alright, let's hop inside here. See if we can get some things on the go while GSX does its thing. Alright, let's make a start. Let's get the batteries on. Do we have ground power here? Not yet. We could request it though, right? Could we request that through GSX, or is that a thing we do within the plane? Doesn't look like. Additional services, maybe? Oh yeah, request ground power unit. Waiting for my action. What? Here comes the ground power unit. Close the door. External power is not available. Okay. So where's the fuel team? Are they waiting for the catering truck to first of all take out my wing and then... Not sure. I did request it, right?
Refueling truck is on its way.
Refueling truck is on the way, so it's doing stuff
Please
sequentially.
don't load aircraft until the fuel truck arrives and ask to do it.
That makes sense. Right, where's this fuel truck then? Come on. Got things to do. We're busy. Here they come. GSX pushback can pop tyres on the PMDG set. Happy days.
Fuel truck is in position. Please don't load aircraft until the fuel. Please use your airplane fuel system to set the desired fuel quantity.
Okay. Please use the PMDG FMC to set the fuel load. Gladly. FS actions, fuel. Just looking up on my plan actually how much I need.
Please use your airplane fuel system to set the desired fuel quantity.
5468. Go, that'll do. Alright, so I've done that. Alright, let's get some APU going.
Please use your airplane fuel system to set the desired fuel quantity.
I've done it! Well, I've got to tell you that I've done it. Fuel truck is in position. Oh, I got to... Oh, wrong button. Sorry. I got to do it through ground services. That might make sense.
Please use your airplane fuel system to set the desired fuel quantity.
I see. Okay, so next page. So I guess I go 5467 into there. The next page? No. No.
Please use your airplane fuel system to set the desired fuel quantity.
So I guess I do 5467. Put that in there. Then why won't it let me start it? Do I have to request a fuel truck? That's going to interfere though with GSX, right?
Please use your airplane fuel system to set the desired fuel quantity.
I'm doing it. Be patient.
Please use your airplane fuel system to set the desired fuel quantity.
Attaching, okay. Then I guess this start will light up once it has. I don't understand what's going on now. Ah, here we go. Right, start. Has it done it? Refueling completed. Sweet. Yeah, a little bit fiddly this. Although anything new is always a bit fiddly to start with. And watching someone that doesn't know what they're doing probably makes it look more fiddly than it actually is. There we go. So do I now disconnect the PMDG fuel truck? Right, we've got power from the APU. Let's get the emergency lights armed and guarded. Get those two on. The lights look good. Get these two on auto, APU bleed. Haven't done this for a minute. I'm doing it without a checklist. Hydraulics A and B. Do the yaw dampener if it will let me. Yes, it did. So we're going to get low pressure warnings on the center pumps just because there's not enough fuel in, so we can turn those pumps on and these lights should disappear now we're fueled. Hey, happy days. Yeah, it might be a good shout that, to stick the PMDG zone offering while in the PMDG. I guess if you're in the A32NX, GSX might make more sense in that context. Potentially. Okay, let's get our logo light on. Not entirely sure we need it, but whatever. So what's next for GSX? What do we got to do? I need to set how many passengers we're going to have. That would help, wouldn't it? Payload. Apparently we've only got 126 on board. Which is confusing because... So we'll leave the 12 in there, so I guess that'll make it 114. Cargo, how much cargo do we have? So we'll go for 1,500 in the front and 1,643 in the back. Should do it. So now I can request boarding.
Boarding requested.
Aha, here we go. Oh, Jamie, you're here. Charles as well. Welcome. I love the little beeping noises from the jetway. That's a nice touch. It's those little sounds, I think, that kind of give me like real airport vibes. Oh, it's brought the stairs as well. So you wouldn't get the stairs though at LAX, right? It'd be jetway. Jetway only. You wouldn't want people out on the tarmac there. No way. Now then, is there a way see the passengers? My views are a little bit weird. Never mind. Don't think so. I thought there was like an update where you can see the passengers. Apparently they've all boarded in like 2 minutes. Okay, so what's next? So if everyone's boarded... Boarding passengers now. Okay. Everything up here, I believe, is as I want it for now. I don't want to probe heat until we're started. Cruise today, I believe, is 360. Let's just double check in with Navigraph. Because we're real simmers now, we've got Navigraph. Options, cruise 360. Nice. And what is the altitude? It's going to be 0, isn't it? Because it's sea level. Elevation 13 feet. Yeah, that's fine. So we'll leave that at 0. That makes sense to do that, I think. Good. So let's... Oh yeah, Jamie, I've fiddled with stuff. In fact, let's have a quick check. Now you mentioned the FPS. Yeah, we're sticking at 30. I deleted my rolling cache, and I went back to DX11. So we'll see. We'll see. Right, let's go to the FMC, pause and knit. Next page, grab one of those. Previous page. Paste. Now the plane knows where it is. If we go to the route page, do KLAX KSFO. Activate. Execute. Let's go departures, arrivals. Departing LAX. It was 24 left, wasn't it? Fairly certain it was. Let me just double check. 24 left. Summer 2. Stoke D. 24 left. Summer 2. Stoked. Stoked, man. Right. Execute that. Back to the index. KSFO. It was 28 left. Yes, it was. Surfer 4. Transition via Eddie. 28 left. Surfer 4. Eddie. Nice. That's looking good. That's looking good. So if we go to our legs page, let's pop this into plan just a moment. We'll just step through the route, make sure it's all looking good. No worries, Felix. Take it easy, mate. Okay, out of LAX, heading out to the west. Making our way northwest. Then we get to Stoked. Then we go direct to Surfer. And we start making our way down to Eddie. Coming on final. 28 left. Nice. Looking good. Let's go init ref. We'll do perf init request. So we'll phone home to SimBrief for all of our data. So what's going on outside? Has everyone cleared off? Baggage is doing stuff. Nice. cool, isn't it? It's pretty cool. Right, let's load in this perf init data. Load, execute. And unable to 80 knots. Okay, whatever. Fix that. Let's go N1 limit. I just leave this page alone. I'm afraid of that page. I don't like it, so we're leaving it alone. Flaps 5. And we've got our speeds 131, 133, 134. We should be able to calculate our centre of gravity and therefore trim. 471. Ooh. Guys. My yoke is dead. Okay, that's a problem. But my joystick is working, but my yoke is not. Right. You all enjoy some outside views while I jump under the desk and try and fix my yoke. Hold the line. There we go. Sorry, I just realised I was muted then. I was talking for ages. Boarding completed. That's looking good. Prepare for pushback and departure. How do we get rid of this jetway? Is that going to do it on its own? Joystick traitor. Deboarding no longer available. Catering service completed. Fuel truck boarding completed. Okay. Departure clearance requested. Wait, what? Operate jetways no longer available. Operate stairs. I'm so confused. It'll move on its own. Appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, that's looking pretty good. It's looking pretty good. What's local pressure? Can we get that from here? I hope we can. Must be able to get it from somewhere, right? Airports. KLAX. Weather. 2, 9 and 9 at 8. Where are we? Here we are. Oh, okay, it'll move when the pushback truck arrives. Thank you. So when is the pushback truck going to arrive? Waiting for... what's it waiting for? Other services to complete. Ground power unit. That's in additional services, wasn't it? Dismiss GPU. That's better. I think that's what was holding it up. I think when we did this with the A330, it was like the pushback was basically just like, you see that yellow bar there on the truck? It's basically one of those with no truck just pushing us around, which I thought was quite funny. Okay, there's someone walking around. Maybe that's...
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
I'm a little bit concerned.
Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
About the hydraulics. Aha, here we go, look. So the jetway should go, right?
Locking gear.
Oh, the chock. Yeah, of course, in the PMDG. Of course. Okay, FS actions. Ground services. Let's set the brakes, actually. Remove that. Now will it go? It's not doing anything. Let's have a look through here. I don't think I can really do anything more than what I've already done. See if that does anything. Right, jetway is no longer available. Continue pushback. So what do I want? I want nose, left, tail, right, don't I? Maybe if I just get it to do it, will it?
Release parking brakes, please.
No, it's still there, isn't it?
Release parking brakes, please. Release parking brakes, please. Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Yeah, that jetway's been a bit weird still, isn't it? Why is that, I wonder? As long as our door's shut, that's the main thing. Oh, there it goes. Let's go in now. Whatever. Okay, let's get the packs off. I think I'm doing this right. Engine 1 into ground. Should have turned my anti-collision light on. Are we getting some N2? Yes, we are. Let's add some fuel. Harry, how you doing? Where is it taking us? What is it doing? GSX, come on, man. Stop here, I guess. Thank you. What's it doing now?
Please set parking brakes. Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
Okay. Okay, so far GSX is... yeah. Probably not the best 30 quid I've spent, put it that way. Maybe it's just me not fully understanding it, but it definitely feels a bit janky right now. Alright. Let's get some... Right, I'm not happy with that. When I move my yoke... That's not good. May need to revisit whatever's going on there in a moment. GSX is life. Alright. We need to confirm we've had an engine start then, by the sound of it. Confirm good engine
Hit
start.
the ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Okay, let's put the auto brakes onto RTO, rejected takeoff. And need to do V2 plus 15, so that's going to be 159 up here.
Unlocking gear.
Thank you. We've got to stay below 12,000. Start climbing it up. We'll do 12,000 in the window to start.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed. Left
Turn
is
on the
clear.
flight
Right is clear.
directors. ARM, LNAV, and VNAV. I feel like I'm forgetting something. What am I forgetting? Let's go up top and get those on. Turn the packs onto auto. APU bleed can go... Actually, let's get the plane power from the engines. Yes, yes, yes. And do APU bleed off, APU off, taxi light on. I think we're looking good. I think we're looking good. Okay, so now the yoke is completely behaving itself. Beforehand, it really wasn't. It's weird. What else have we got to do? Probably do with... stand by for now. Trying so hard not to look at the checklist. It's unbelievable. I measured the width of that replica A320 cockpit, and if I took out the front window it still wouldn't fit in. Oh, that's the dream, isn't it, that? I know myself well enough by this point though. I would tighten like the final screw if that was an Airbus one, and then I'd be like, oh, but what about if I want to fly a 737? I'd have to start all over again and make a second one just for a 737, and then like, where does it stop, you know? It can get very very weird, all that. So I suggest we make use of our Navigraph. Shrink down the window a little bit. Let's zoom right in on the airport and have it taxi us around a little bit. Obviously we're going to 24 left, which is there. We get this up here. Okay, how do go away? Yeah, so we're going to come out of C, Charlie 10, onto Charlie, onto Kilo, then Delta, then we'll probably jump on, go for Echo 7. Happy days. That looks good. Definitely feel like I'm forgetting something quite significant. It's been a minute since I've been in this plane. We've got our taxi lights on. Feel like we're okay. Feel like we can go. Partially. Okay. Let's get the cam on. Brakes should be off, I think. I feel like my controls have been a bit weird tonight. Not entirely convinced the controls are 100% tonight. So I've got all of my devices going into a USB 3 hub, and I wonder if that's maybe a bad idea. Alright, so let's check in on the old map, see where we are. There we go, look. That's very handy. I like that a lot. We might as well leave that up, mightn't we? Although it gives the impression that maybe things are further away than they actually are. Because look at where Kilo is, where we're about to turn to the right. It looks like on that map it's quite far. But actually we are literally right on it. You have to keep your wits about you a little bit, I think. Alright, how are the frames? that. Stable as a mountain goat. There's a lag of a few seconds. Oh, that would explain it then. Yeah, so you almost need to kind of, rather than look at exactly where you are, maybe sort of think like where the next left or the next right is. Sort of keep track of things like that. Well, there seems to be a taxi line missing on here. So once we exit Kilo, it's onto Delta. Throws you off a lot. Yeah, I can imagine. So here, look, it's basically, this is going to be Delta, isn't it, that we're coming up to now. I guess we could go Echo. Obviously, if we're on VATSIM, we'd be told where to go. Let's go Echo. Gotta love the defaults, yeah. I mean, isn't this one that they kind of say is a handcrafted one as well? I don't know what's going on over there, the other side of that runway. It looks like some sort of melted scenery. Let's check in on the frames, because of course we are. It's generally when I start taxiing around a place like this that the problems start. That is not bad at all. Handcrafted, yeah. It's like when you go to the shop and buy like a canvas to put on your wall and they say that they're like hand finished. In that it basically comes out the printer and somebody just splodges like one bit of extra paint on it. It's like, there, see? And that's all you're getting. Is there like a takeoff config test on the 737? I don't think there is. I read somewhere that basically you just have to put the throttles up to 50% and it will yell at you. I do definitely appreciate that on the A320. Alright, we're going to jump on the next one, I believe. This one here. And for the moment, I think we'll get rid of that. And we will get our lights on. Engines into continuous. What else am I forgetting? I feel like I'm forgetting something. I really do. That is the config test, so 50%, and that's just hold it on the brakes. Fine, we can do that. Yeah, LAX, if you spawn at the wrong part of the airport, it can be quite a long way. TCAS, that's what I forgot. Where is it? Where is it? There it is. Right. God, we've got to get back here, haven't we? It's already taken quite a while. Been streaming nearly an hour. We've got GSX to blame for that. Let's get ourselves lined up. Engine gens. What? For continuous? Yes, I did. Yep. Well, let's just crank it up to 50 and see what happens. Got it on the brakes. Should de-yoke forward, shouldn't I, to 80 knots?
80 knots. V1 rotate.
Come on in. There we go.
Climb.
Gear up. Why don't I have any flight directors for... Oh, there it goes. I didn't have auto throttle on. That's what I forgot. Fairly certain that's the thing I forgot. Okay, so we've got LNAV, VNAV. Just put VNAV up to 360. Gear is up. You can take the rejected takeoff off. Get the map on fuel. When do you take them out of continuous? Is that sort of after 10,000 feet? I think it is. Very nice. You see, not a lot. Oh, DX11 is so much better than 12. You can feel the desire for a second PC slipping away already. I saw a meme the other day, you saying that about your mind working like an Airbus. It was like a meme of an Airbus captain coming out of a 737 for the first time, having just flown it, saying something like, "I don't like manual labour." Definitely keeps you busier, the 737. The A320, like the Airbuses, they almost feel like computers that fly, whereas you get the feeling that this is more of an aircraft, if that makes sense. Probably the yoke goes a long way towards it, but just inside the cockpit, like this all looks way more... Like, look at this, all the metal, like the industrial design of all of this, it kind of feels like more like an old school aircraft. Alright, lights off, 10,000 feet. I guess we can also take the engines out of continuous at this point. For whatever reason, I can't get my gear to go into the off position, which is a bit annoying. It's not the end of the world. Not the end of the world. There we go, start speeding up a bit now. So we should be able to see where we are relative to the SID, right? What is it? What is it? What is it? What is it? Summer 2, open chart overlay. Yeah, look, we barely started on the SID. We've got quite a way to go yet. See, I don't know why you have to do that with the ILS frequencies. Because it's in the computer, right? It knows. It's the hardware from the yoke that keeps it up. Oh, okay. Is that something maybe SPAD could help with? It's quite nice though that heritage kind of stays though. I mean, yeah, I get what you're saying. It does kind of feel like it harkens back to a bygone era, but I do kind of like that. I think I quite like this era of aircraft. It's probably my favourite. That's a bit of a steep bank there. Oh, okay, that makes sense. So when you gear up 30 seconds then to off, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I need to keep a lookout for the add-on for the throttles. I can trigger even more people on TikTok. I don't know what it is about TikTok, but the fact that I have the Boeing yoke with an Airbus throttle, that just sets people right off. I find it hilarious. Someone had a go at me the other day on TikTok on a comment. I uploaded one of my shorts there. And they even had a go saying that I had the wrong yoke. It's like, you've got a 787 yoke while flying a 737 and an Airbus throttle. Like, oh, what are you doing? Like, they don't even make a 737 yoke. Like, come on. Putting the child into his slumber station. Best of luck. Oh, they discontinued those. That's a shame, because I was looking at getting some of those. Yeah, the Logitech ones. To me, that just seems like a really great product. Like, it does the job exactly, doesn't it? Sensible product, sensible price. It's not like Airbus-y, it's not Boeing-y, it just is what it is, but it does the thing you want it to do. So it kind of stops you getting all obsessive over like, oh, do I want to go Airbus, do I want to go Boeing, do I want to theme my setup, all that kind of stuff. It's like, it just is what it is. It's my chair. Oh my, don't even start about my chair. Ah, oh, that's what I knew I was forgetting. Look at the window, standard pressure. We didn't miss it by much, thankfully. Must not keep looking out the window. Yeah, I need to do something about a chair. It's so hard. There's like nowhere to go and sit in one. Like, I wish there was a store just like Chairs R Us or something, you know, that you could just go to and try them all out. They'd have all the big brands, Herman Miller, Steelcase, is it? Maybe some Secret Labs, you know, just put them all out and let me sit in them, and I'll choose which one I want. But I feel like I've just got to take someone's word for it on YouTube, who probably is getting paid by one of the chair companies anyway, so it's like, ugh. Matthew, nice to see you. Very well, thanks. Yourself? Just pondering what to do about a new chair. The one I'm in now is getting to the point where, as I sit in it, I felt one a few moments ago, you can almost feel the little gas thing in it just releasing. So every sort of 10 or 15 minutes you just drop by like a millimetre. And then over the course of 2 hours you're kind of like, why am I so low? And you're like basically on the floor. Oh, you got an Aeron, nice. I did sit in an Aeron in John Lewis. It's like a big department store here in the UK. And I'd been to an IKEA that day, because they had their like gaming range of chairs, so I was like, okay, they might be okay, because IKEA can sometimes be pretty good, can't they, for the money? And I wasn't overly impressed. And then I saw the Aeron, I was like, it can't be that much better. I sat in it, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, it is that much better, fine, okay. I might keep my eyes peeled, because you kind of see those ones on the used market. I don't know, like if a company bought loads of them and then shut down and they have to get rid of the chairs to liquidate, that kind of thing. So what is it with Herman Miller? It's the... what's the other one? Is it the M-Body? The only thing I've heard about the Aeron is that the frame, so the bit that you sit in, the kind of frame where the mesh meets the frame, sometimes the frame, depending on your size and your shape, can dig into the back of your legs, like your underside of your thighs. But reading into it a bit more, it seemed that maybe that was less about the chair and more that you bought the wrong size. Yeah, the M-Body. That's the one, isn't it? That didn't Logitech do like a collab with them? Which basically like an M-Body, but they just slapped a load of badges on the back of it to make it look gamery. Okay, you do notice it. Is it a big deal? How are we doing? Why does it think we're doing 40,000? It's better. Well, DX11 is looking pretty good, I would say. do a frame check. Oh, look at that. DX11, we love you. So I wonder what I could get if I uncapped my frame rate. RAM usage is way lower as well, isn't it? This is the way. Do I follow any sports? I used to follow the F1, but then like kind of Sky got hold of it and Channel 4 only gave you like every other race or something, didn't it? And I just kind of lost interest. I'll watch the World Cup when that's on. But yeah, probably not the sportiest of sportiest among us, put it that way. That is good. That is stable, isn't it? Nice and stable. Happy with that. Yeah, maybe a used Aeron might be the way to go then. That could be the way to go. Like I said, I keep getting these ads for a company. Oh, FMC reset. Okay. That's because I did the cruise, wasn't it? I changed the cruise. Do weather? Terrain? I keep seeing adverts for this company called Boolies. B-O-U-L-I-E-S. And I really like the look of them, but it's just like, there's that part of me that thinks, yeah, but it's just like one of those rubbish gamer chairs that's like been white labelled by somebody. And while it appears quite good value, will it last? I don't know. Followed F1 a lot until the Hamilton-Verstappen incident. Oh, is that the one where the racing control basically dictated the result? Welcome back, Felix. So I have a friend who I went through education with many years ago. I was, what would I have been? 20 at the time, and he was coming through as a mature student, so there's a bit of an age gap between us. And he used to race go-karts, and it was kind of like, he described it as, it was like a working man's sport. It was like you'd be tinkering with your go-kart during the week in the garage, and your dad would help you put it in the trailer and take you down to the track on a Saturday. You know, they didn't have a lot of money, but they did a lot with a little. You know, bit of elbow grease, being smart with choices you make for the kart. And he was a brilliant racer. He really was a brilliant racer. And then one day, apparently, David Coulthard showed up as a young David Coulthard, along with, I think it was Eddie Irvine. And then all of a sudden it just changed. Everyone got pushed out, basically didn't have any money. Although he did say he kept going for as long as he could, and he did beat Eddie Irvine consistently. So that's his claim to fame. So yeah, when you say it's all about money, I kind of relate to that. Shame, really, because I think, yeah, my friend was denied opportunity basically because of his background, which sucks, really. How far are we from top of descent? At 40 miles. I must admit I am partial to a bit of Gran Turismo. I do have a PS5 and a Logitech wheel in here with me, so I quite often do a little bit of that. It's all fun and games until someone rams you off the track if you're playing online. I do like the fact though that Gran Turismo has like a sportsmanship rating or something like that. So if you go around like ramming people, you will just remain in lobbies where those kind of people exist. So if you keep your nose clean for the first 5-10 races that you do online, even if your skill isn't that good, kind of your integrity rating goes up, and then you start getting into the nicer lobbies where people actually, they don't want to bash into you, they don't want to ram you off the track. It's like they want to race nicely. Felix, I am so glad you asked. I have a setup tour video on the channel. I gotta be honest, I was a bit disappointed that video didn't do better than it did. Spent ages making it. Seems to be that the longer I spend on a video, it's almost like that it's doomed if I spend ages on it. Oh yeah, Need for Speed Most Wanted, that was a brilliant game. I remember playing that on PC with my keyboard, because I couldn't afford a controller for the PC. That poor video, I know. And the thing is, when it first started, it went like a hockey stick. If I look at the YouTube graph, I was like, oh yeah, this is going to be a good one. Because people kept asking for it. They kept saying, can you do a setup video? And I was like, oh, it'll take for ages, and I don't have time. So I did it eventually. And it went up and up and up, and it got loads of comments, and people were like, yeah, this is so cool, well done, like, great setup. I was like, yes, it's really working. And it got to like 900 views, and then it just stopped. And it's been at like 928 views or whatever for months. I went back and redid the thumbnail at the weekend, because I was just like, maybe if I change the thumbnail, it might do something, but I think maybe like 4 more people looked at it. Yeah, that's the one, Felix. Yeah, it takes you through the process of building it, sort of converting the shed to what it is now. I'll put a link in the chat, just in case anyone wants to watch. So, this is funny. I have 18 votes saying they're going to like the stream, but only 11 likes. We have 7 liars amongst us. Have I noticed changing thumbnails impacting views on videos? So there was one on my other channel, and it was doing really, really poorly. And I changed the thumbnail, And after about 24, 48 hours, you could almost see that YouTube had re-indexed it, and then it showed it to a load more people. But the click-through rate still remained quite low, so the video itself didn't really go anywhere. That's another example of me spending ages on a video and it not really panning out. At top of descent is coming up. What's our altitude when we join the ILS? It's going to be 3,100. Leaning into getting into streaming, and it was like a weight had been lifted on that front. I completely get where you're coming from. It's when I started the channel, well, sort of officially January 2022. That's when I kind of made a concerted effort, like I'm going to try and upload at least something to the channel, even if it's just a short once a day. And I hadn't even considered going live on the channel. That was like not even a thought in my mind. I was like, there's no way I would do that. That was off the table. But I could upload little YouTube shorts of landings and maybe edit a little 5-minute montage together. And I would get so obsessive over the editing, trying to make sure that any mistakes I might have made I could somehow cover up with the edit. And I just didn't enjoy that process. And then I remember the first time I went live, it was like, wow, this is just like one and done. It's so much easier. And you make all your mistakes and it's like, yeah, sure, fine, just own it. I built an exhaust for my PC. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I did buy some of those little, what are they called? Like ducting, basically, so I could screw the ducts directly into the exhaust vents of my PC and get the tubing straight into the extraction system so the hot air doesn't even enter the room. And it did help, but it didn't help that much. Don't quite know how to handle talking to myself, so people watching the replay can hear me. Yeah. I don't know what to say to that, really. Yeah. I mean, I fear going live to an empty room every time I go live. Just because, yeah, it's just weird talking to yourself. If I've got a busy chat, like, streaming's the best. Especially during the cruise, because there's quite a lot of idle time. And selfishly, talking to the chat kind of passes the time. I mean, keep in mind, when I first started streaming, for the first like 3, 4, 5 streams, I didn't have a mic connected to the PC. So they were just, there was no talking. I would start the stream, I'd get the plane, I didn't even do cold and dark, so like the plane would be fired up, on the runway, flight plan loaded, everything ready to go. The stream would start, I'd be on the runway, I'd take off, and I'd basically set a view like this. And just stay like that all the way there. I do wonder if there's a market for more, what's the word? Less engaging isn't the right word. More ambient kind of flight sim streams. So maybe you could lean into the whole not talking angle and just not talk. Maybe make it like background. Engine noise, kind of work, relax, study, fall asleep to kind of content. Chat was so busy that I forgot to descend. Yes, I did. Why are we wobbling around like this? Everything okay? Yes, it is. ASMR is it? Or ASML? I don't know what it is. But yeah, that's what my first few streams were. And they got loads of views. Like, I was looking back at what they were getting, and it's like one of them got like 6,500 views, and it's only like a 2-hour stream from like Gatwick to Alicante or something like that. Like, it was a genuine thought of mine at the start. I was like, God damn, if I can just go live and get 7,000 views nearly while doing literally nothing other than taking off and pressing the autopilot button. Like, can I just like leave it going and just play Call of Duty on another PC? Like, that was a genuine thought. It's like, could I just build another PC, play and stream Call of Duty and talk in that stream while just streaming flight sim in the background? But something about that felt a bit, I don't know, like I'd be deceiving the audience a little bit. Right, how do I get the chart overlay? London to Sydney. I think actually that was when the penny dropped, because maybe we're just making our way into the star now actually. Surfer. Yeah, that was when the penny dropped for me, I think, because I thought to myself, oh, I'll do like a massive long haul. And about 2.5 hours in, just everyone just had enough, basically, I think. There was a period of time, when was it, maybe like 8 months ago, I was feeling like I was never going to get the channel monetized. It was too much work. How was I ever going to do it? So I would do long haul flights where the whole thing, start to finish, would be like looking out the window like this, and I would record that on my PC through OBS, take the video, edit out any sort of view transitions for like when I needed to quickly jump into the cockpit, press a button, and then get back to the wing. And then I would stream that video. So, and again, the first one did really well. I was like, oh yeah, here we go. This is it. This is the mother load. And I did another one and it was like, nah. I did a third one and it was like, nah, no one watched. So like trying to kind of growth hack the channel kind of, it didn't really work out. You just got to, I had to at least just play the long game. Probably the thing that got me over the line was the graphics settings video, getting it monetized. I was so close. I was at like 3,000 and something hours, and you have to get to 4,000. I was like, oh, I've just got to get that last little bit. And then that video, yeah, that really, really helped. Oh, you remember watching my graphics guide when you first put your PC? Oh, nice. That's cool. There may be a video to come on my PC soon. Maybe I'll do it on the other channel. I've kind of got a separate channel for stuff that doesn't quite fit into the neat little box that is Flight Sim. Anything that's a little bit outside of it, I try and do on the other channel. Do you find that's a lot of work, Jamie, to do that, of like all the editing and that, like the editing overhead? How do you find that? I was thinking like maybe a long form content strategy for me might be just almost stream style videos, and then like highlights basically of that. Going down the whole cinematic route, I'm not sure I would enjoy making it, because it just seems really tedious. They're fun to watch though, those like very cinematic-y kind of videos. The ones that kind of start in the airport terminal and you sort of walk through the terminal, board the plane, then go through all the little procedures starting up. Generally there's no commentary. Hey, if you like the editing, that's perfect. I do enjoy it too. But I think to do like, is it Major Tom? You've seen those Major Tom videos? Or what's the other one called? Something 737 in the name. Is it Max 737 Fly or something like that? It's like I love watching those videos. Local pressure. What is local pressure? I've forgotten. Quickly. What? Come on, reload quickly. Let's try that again, shall we? Airports. SFO, weather, 3002, wind is not too bad. 3002. There we go, we're making good progress. Yeah, Major Tom videos are fantastic. I love watching them, but the thought of actually making one myself almost sends a shiver down my spine. What sort of views do you get on that then, Jamie? Because that sounds like good content. I think if I was going to do more sort of edited highlight stuff, I think my style would be more like, I don't know if you've seen a guy called Variable, which is very much like what we're doing now, just kind of talking through what we're doing in the cockpit, just kind of, you know, looking around at random, doing this, doing that, doing all the jobs, talking about what we're doing, making mistakes, but being cool with it. And then occasionally like getting some cinematic views that kind of almost punctuate it. I think that'd probably be more natural to how I would make a video. Would be a better fit for me, at least. almost 5k, that's nice. That's pretty good though, if you can like do... I don't know how many you try and do, like one a week. I guess it depends on other commitments, doesn't it? Yeah, I like Jess videos, they're cool. I guess you could argue that... well... I was going to say you could argue that if you just stream, that turns into a video, so you don't need to do anything, but it's not... A stream that has already been streamed is not that accessible to new viewers, I wouldn't say. Teaching takes up all your time, yeah, I bet. I think one a week's a reasonable goal for sure. Again, if you're not careful, if you try and be like, I want to do one a day, then all of a sudden it'll just become a grind. And you've got to keep enjoying it. If you're not enjoying it, then, you know, that's no good, is it? Yeah, I saw a video from Flight Sim Passion the other day. Things triggered the algorithm for sure, because yeah, it definitely came up on my feed. Hey, you're back. 10 to 9, that's pretty good. It's in mute mode. For now. Alright, 10,000 feet. We are going to need some drag to get us down to 250, and let's do some flights. Yeah, I don't know. I don't go much on that Air Macam guy. Yeah, not sure. I joke, of course. I think the main thing is just like, just have fun with it. Enjoy it. Okay, let's lose those speed brakes. Could be wrong. Gotta pop off for meetings, no worries. Enjoy the meetings. Look at that view. And look at those frames, eh? Solid as a rock. Easy peasy. Right, we are going to need to start thinking about some ILS frequencies, aren't we? Welcome back, Felix. Information. Did not give us any. Must be able to get frequencies, right? Let's do the chart overlay. $109.55. Let's do a flaps 30. Get that in. I'll do 109.55 in there. Let's get it in the other side as well. Here's the Bay Area. Home of that sauce. Don't tell the people in Sheffield. Did I download my flight plan from SimBrief in the weather too? Yeah, weather file and flight plan from SimBrief. Then pop them in the corresponding folders. And then once you do the company route name of like KLAX, KSFO, it looks up those files that it needs. Right, let's go back into here. So looking like decel is going to be upon us. I'm so glad this is working out. Like DX11 feels so much better. Except for that bit there. Now you say that, Felix, I'm not entirely sure. Might be a bit late now. Right, so Hellman we need to be above 3,100. Yeah, I think like all this talk of the AAU2 update and the 747, I was saying the other day, like it's as soon as PMDG come out with their 747, like I'm gone. You'll never see me again in an Asobo 747, put it that way. Here we go then, coming in on into final. We do approach mode? Yes, we can. Alright, it's getting serious now. Let's lose the music. Get the cam on.
2500.
Get out. Get the engines into continuous as well. Ready for landing. Okay, it wants us at 146, so let's start getting some more flaps out, shall we? Okay, so that's all armed. What am I doing? Flaps 30, gear down. Right, let's try and land this thing, shall we? Is this an offset ILS? It feels like it might be, but I don't see any reason why it should be. Okay, picture's looking good.
500. 400.
Bit of a crosswind going on there, haven't we? By much though.
300.
Don't think this is going to be one of my finest. Just FYI. Here we go.
200. 100. 50. 30.
Oh my goodness.
20.
Oh, I
10.
need to go around.
Airspeed full. Airspeed full.
That was terrible. Not having that. Let's get those flaps up. What a mess. What a mess indeed. Alright, let's do some heading select, shall we? Let's go up to 5,000. Get them on just so we have our bearings. Love a go around. Now this isn't going to be the proper go around procedure, but in the interest of time, yeah, that was a complete mess up on my part there. Yeah, I was way too high. I think the Pappies and the ILS are a bit out on... I should have been paying more attention to the picture rather than the Pappies, because, as we all know, they're a bit... not quite right. There's the airport. It's back there, isn't it? Well, that's a bit of fun, wasn't it? Never a dull moment on this channel. Now, my ILS frequencies, are they still tuned? Yes, they are. Yeah, that's exactly right, Felix. Sometimes easier said than done, though, eh? So could we do something like this? Could we go Emmen? Invalid entry. Put it in there. Okay, Hammond, then just curious if I can get this to work while we're going around. Then yet, then using reserve fuel. Ooh. Better get down then, hadn't we? I'm curious if we'll get the ILS again. Why is it doing that? I wanted it in heading select. Okay, coming up on 3,100 feet, which is where we want to be. Actually, let's stay in nav mode. That's foolish. Okay, so that's good. We've got both. Funny you say that, Macam. I was going to do that one tonight. I was going to do Boston, New York, and then Philly. I don't know why. I just fancied it. What was it? 141, wasn't it? BREF. Here we go again then. Let's try again. If at first you don't succeed, keep it in the sim. Alright, let's have a little think here. Gear is down, auto brake set to, speed brakes are armed, approach mode on. Let's select heading to be our runway heading in case of another go around. I imagine there'll be one. He says. Alright, let's try the cam again. So I'm not getting any weather data now on the ND. I wonder why that is. Is that a result of my go around perhaps? Alright, my plane. Better or worse? See if we can't get this one down, shall we?
1,000.
Okay, it feels like we need to be over to the left a bit. Not by much. Let's not mess it up. You've all paid good money for this stream. In fact, no, you haven't. Yeah, the ILS is just totally broken here, isn't it? Because look.
500.
A little bit fast. Well, down you go.
200. 100. 50. 30. 20. 10.
There it is. My rudder pedals feel weird. What's going on with them? These rudder pedals feel very weird. Never mind. That wasn't bad, I'll take that. That's not one for the Hall of Fame, but that was okay. Still well within the touchdown zone, so that's okay. Why has it come to a complete stop? The auto brakes. That's why. Let's vacate. Once again, the ILS and the Pappies are just a mile off here, aren't they? Definitely not my finest work, but we'll take it. Take this gate right here because I'm lazy. Very strange markings. Which one do I follow? Let's go with the left one. Right. Parking brake on. Yeah, cheers Jamie, not bad that one. I say not Hall of Fame territory, but passable. Definitely passable. Alrighty. So we could do with an APU being on, couldn't we? Engines out of continuous. Should have done that actually when we were vacating. That would have been the thing to have done. ...171 feet per minute, looking at the readouts here from Sim Toolkit Pro. So I'll definitely take that. Do I have any other streams planned for the next few days? Not entirely sure, Felix. It's been a funny week, this one. This week has not been normal in any sense. I am conscious that I said we'd go back to LA, but looking at the time, it's getting a bit late. What do you think? Should we go back to LA or should we not? Right, let's take the power from the APU. And we can then shut the engines down, I believe. Yeah, funny week this week, Felix. And next week's not likely to be much better either. Summer's going to be a bit strange, and we should hit from September we'll hit a stride where we'll kind of know where we are for like the next foreseeable future. Go to where? Oh, San Diego. Completely read that wrong. My bad. So can we do GSX now to get everyone off? So we can request deboarding.
The boarding requested.
Alright. Okay, whatever. American will do. Here we go, look. That FPS is a bit jank, isn't it? Oh no! I thought we were doing so well. Down to 10 FPS. Oof. Why has it decided to do that? Oh. I hate my computer.
Passengers deboarding starting.
Shouldn't be eating that much though, right? I mean, that's never right for it to be using that much. Limited by GPU. And now it's back to 30. How weird is that? I suppose we can't actually see the passengers deboarding, can we? Because of course they're going into the jetway. Why do the stairs always come? Is there a setting for that? Have my GSX set too high? Yeah, maybe, but it's weird because like there's nothing extra on the screen now than there was a minute ago. Maybe it's just having a momentary bit of unhappiness. Loving the animations on that ground handler down there, that's very cool. Very cool indeed. Next trolley. I think the pushback system in general probably makes it worth the money. Yeah, I know what you're saying, Felix. It's I think Flight Sim is almost like, I don't know if you remember it, like the Crisis back in the day. It always used to be like a bit of a meme, but can it run Crisis? And it's like Flight Sim is very much in that camp now, I think. Very much in that camp. It's animated really well though, like the baggage handler there. It's almost like they use like that full motion capture stuff to get that. It's very nice. Yeah, I mean, I think mostly it's the main thread, isn't it, that limits you for the majority of the time. I'm curious what my frames would be if I disabled the cap. If I turn off VSync, what do they go up to? Yeah, so at 35 FPS I'm limited by the main thread. That is definitely a CPU bottleneck, isn't it? So yeah, there's no way I'm getting... And this is 1080p as well. So the GPU isn't stressing out too much. I'm going to put that back onto VSync because the tearing is going to really annoy me otherwise. There we go. Almost done. On the ground you get like 30 to 40 and in the air 60. So what system do you have, Felix? What I need is a 7800X3D, a 4090, 64 gig of RAM, and then maybe I can get 60. I'm not going to lie, guys, I'm looking at the time, and I don't think I'm going to have time to get back to LA tonight. That go-around probably didn't make or break it. I think I probably just overestimated what I had time for tonight, because I've got to get some stuff done before I go to sleep, and I've got an early start. I think I probably misjudged entirely by offering the return service as part of the stream, so I apologise for that. I think I'm probably going to leave it there for tonight. Oh yeah, that's finished now. I do like these ground movers. They're very cool. So where's the door? Do they open like internally? They must do. Yeah, there they come. They're sort of sliding down. Very cool. 13600K with a 4070 Ti. Very nice. I would say you get about 30 or 40 on the ground. That's not too dissimilar to what I'm getting, is it? So I'm guessing you're probably CPU limited on the ground, right, as well? That must be it. We just need some, like, absolute monster CPUs to come out, don't we? Hey, no worries, Felix. Sorry about the lack of going back to LA. It's just, yeah, I completely misjudged tonight. I think it took us about an hour to get off the ground, which is a lot longer than I usually allow for. Like, GSX slowed us down quite a lot. But it's been cool. It's been cool to explore GSX tonight. That's been the takeaway for me, at least. I feel a little bit more confident with it. On which subject? I don't know if there's anything else it wants us to do. Request. I think that's basically it, isn't it? Yeah. It's been cool getting used to that, and of course Navigraph. This is kind of like the first time really streaming with it. Have a good Friday. Yeah, indeed, you too. Almost there now, eh? Almost at the summer holidays. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you all so very much indeed. I always appreciate the company. I don't know when I'm going to be back. There is an outside possibility, like a 10% chance, maybe something tomorrow afternoon. I don't know. I don't know. It's all up in the air at the moment. This week's just been so weird. Next week's probably not going to be a lot better. Summer in general is just weird because obviously like kids are at home and all the routines that are term time routines when I normally stream are just completely out the window. So I'm just kind of, I'm scrambling here to be honest, just to get live whenever I can. But there we go. Europe. Literally, we're just finishing the stream. Gutted. There we go. Anyway, thank you all so much indeed, and I will see you whenever I am next live. I will try and schedule it though, if time allows, just to give you a bit of a heads up. But thank you all very much again, and take care.